Because I feel like I really definitely clicked with people here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, equally, I'm sure that would have happened somewhere else. But just because I feel like I'm such a loyal Trinity Hauler now, it is really hard to like visualize that. And I think it's just amazing because wherever you go, there's going to be people that you'll love.
Hello everyone, welcome to Cambridge from the Inside. We're here with a new guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Sophia. I'm a first year doing history here at Trinity Hall.
Nice. And we're here to talk about the winter pool and what it's like to get an offer from a college that you've been pulled from. So for anyone who doesn't know, can you explain what the winter pool is?
Yeah, so the winter pool is like essentially a moderation system between the colleges. So as you know, you apply to a college, but sometimes the colleges can be oversubscribed, or that year they might just have a lot of really strong applicants for a subject. And the pool works where if they think your application is strong and that essentially you're a Cambridge worthy candidate, they can submit you to the pool and other colleges can review your application. So it just sort of means that no matter where you apply, you should have a more equal way of getting in.
Yeah, nice. And I think someone who's like learning about the pool and learning about Cambridge might be thinking, and they'll know that they'll have to choose a college if they're going to apply. Mm-hmm. They might be thinking, what's the differences between the colleges? So if you can explain a bit about that.
Well, yeah, I'd say the main difference is just sort of where it is. Yeah. I guess like vibe, which is a bit random, but because we're a very central college, but you have ones that are further out, and then also size, like we're quite a small college, whereas like Trinity or John's, they're really big and you have much bigger cohorts. And then also facilities, because we have a lot of off-site facilities, like the gym is at Whichfield, which is like maybe like 15-minute cycle. And then, for example, like Girton or Emma have pools. So I guess if you're looking to swim, like maybe like that. And then also, I guess sort of customs within the college are quite specific, like formal times. We have formals on Thursdays and Sundays, whereas I think Peterhouse has them every day. So it's sort of just, it's not that big a deal at the end of the day. I think people think it's more important than it is, because wherever you go, you're going to make friends and you're going to find people you like. And it's just sort of the minutiae that happens at the college.
So what things would you say are the same between all the colleges, no matter which college you go to?
I mean, the structure of your course will definitely be the same, because that's not run by the college, that's run by the department. So there's like, for history, there's basically only one component ever that the college decides, which is IHT, which is basically your director of studies will choose that for you. Apart from that, you're going to lectures with everyone else, doing your modules and doing the course. I think that's honestly like the main thing.
Yeah. And I guess supervisions are done by academics from your college?
Sometimes, mine aren't. I think it does depend, especially for history, because there are so many options that I do like an ancient history paper, and there aren't loads of ancient history fellows here. So I have an out-of-college supervisor, which is quite nice as well, because I go to St. Edmunds, or I go to Jesus, or I go to Sidgwick, so I can see different locations. So even things like that, it's not necessarily going to be at the college, which is quite nice.
So like if a student was to not get the college that they initially wanted, but they shouldn't, and it might not have the academic that's in their area, you will get supervisions from an academic in that area, even if they're from a different college.
Yeah, exactly, because your supervisor is going to have to know the field. So I've got someone who's like an expert in ancient history, which is amazing.
Nice. And can you share with us a bit about your application journey and what it felt like being pulled, etc.?
Yeah, so I actually really, really loved applying. I got really into it. I think I did a lot of practice interviews and I loved those. And yeah, the main reason I applied to a different college, because I applied to Emmanuel, is that they offered in-person interviews and I wanted to try that out. So I was there and I had 2 in-person interviews, and then I think I thought they went okay, and I tried to just put it out of my mind. And then when I got an email, I think I actually had the flu and I was in bed and I sort of saw an email, and I think it was in a way less stressful to get pulled to hear from Emma, because when I saw it said from Trinity Hall, I was like, I must have an offer because it's not from Emma. But I was really happy because I'd actually been around Trinity Hall and it was one of my favourite colleges. But I think, honestly, even if it was any other college, I would have been happy. I just think it shows that the university wants to have you, and it's just like, I guess, a compliment that you've got in either way.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting to hear that when you get an email from a different college from being pulled, it's like a reassuring feeling because you've worked out that you must have got an offer, which is really cool. So after you got your offer, did you come to like an offer holder day, or did you come visit Trinity Hall? Like, how has it been like?
Yeah, so they hosted an offer holder day, which I think was near the end of February.
Yeah.
And yeah, I met a lot of people. We did you go on a tour, and then they do some talks generally and sort of tell you what happens if you like missed your offer, for example. And then also you do like a subject talk. So we had, I think it was history and politics, like HSPS. We were all together, and you sort of got to see everyone. And not everyone always comes, but you get to see quite a lot of the cohort and sort of meet people. I think sometimes people put a lot of pressure on the offer holder days, and it's okay. Like, people you'll either meet again or you won't, but it's just a nice like way of sort of setting out feelers for understanding the college and understanding the people. And then I also came, I think once I knew I had my offer in August, I came back and sort of looked around again, because that time I was very committed and I was like, oh, I know I'm going to be here, so I was very excited. But yeah, it was good.
And you're in your first year now. Like, how have you found Trinity Hall and Cambridge and everything so far?
Oh, I've loved it. It's really fun. I think Trinity Hall has so many amazing facilities, and also the clubs are really fun. So I do rowing, which is great. We have cold water swimming every Sunday, which is torturous. It's horrible, but it's really, I feel like great after it. We go to brunch and I feel very reassured. But yeah, I know like there's so many. I think my friends are doing football and squash and all these. I think squash is actually started by someone in our year. So there's like a lot of people, the students are very involved, and that's really nice.
And where's the cold water swimming? Where does that happen?
It's at Jesus Green Lido.
Yeah, I thought that.
It must be, oh my God.
That must be really cold.
Yeah, it's 7 degrees.
7 degrees.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is that a college thing or a university thing?
That's a college thing.
Okay.
So I actually met the girl who started it. I think she started it maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And then now it's a couple second or third years who are sort of in control. But you basically show up. Sometimes there's no one there. Like, sometimes it's just me and my friend, or sometimes you get a whole group of people. Usually in the summer, there's a lot more people than there are in January or February. But it is just a nice thing to do. I've been trying to convince people from other colleges to come, but no one really wants to get in the water at 9:30.
No, yeah. I guess one thing that's quite interesting about being pulled and like, or at least looking back on like which college you've been, would you say it's like hard to imagine like being at a different college and being around different people to compare to like what it's been like so far? Yeah,
definitely, because I feel like I really definitely clicked with people here. So I mean, equally I'm sure that would have happened somewhere else, but just because I feel like I'm such a loyal Trinity Haller now, it is really hard to like visualize that. And I think it's just amazing because wherever you go, there's going to be people that you'll love. And it's just, I felt very guided towards Trinity Hall. I was like, I'm here now, so it's lovely.
And I know you've said that like all the colleges are pretty synonymous with each other, but are there any kind of vibes that Trinity Hall are like? I mean, there doesn't have to be. I'm just quite curious.
I think so. I think it is known for being very friendly, and quite fun. The bops that we've been having are amazing. I've invited like 20 people. I'm like, come to our bop, bop, which is really good. And people like know that it's pretty. And people always ask me about the library, because our library looks over the river and looks over the main sort of bridge that leads to Sidgwick site. And people always say, we see you in the library. So there's a lot of, people love the library and our tit wall.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's a nice walk. You can like sit over the ledge. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what a bop is, can you explain a bit more about that?
So a bop is a college party run by their entertainment officers who I think they just voted them in. Who are students. Yeah, who are students. And they organise the bop so they're themed. I think the upcoming one is Roaring Twenties, Speakeasy, Bugsy Malone sort of vibe. And then they'll have themed drinks, and they have live bands, or they have DJs. And it's basically just like a big sort of party, and it's really fun. Big fan. Yeah.
Do you think you'll join the Ents rep or be in the JCR committee?
I don't think I will. My friends are though, so I've been sort of trying to get them to do my ideas.
Nice.
I think I like attending the best. I was like, you guys can manage the door. I'll just show up.
Nice.
Fun.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And lastly, for like anyone who's either thinking about applying or they've got an offer from a college that wasn't their first choice, like and they're a bit anxious about that, what advice would you have for them?
Well, thinking for applying, I really think that everyone should apply. I remember I went around some universities where they said, if you're not sure about applying, don't apply. And I actually disagree, because I remember when I applied, I said to all my friends and family, I said, if I didn't get in, I would be so completely happy with having done the process, because I think it makes you engage with your subject so much, and it really makes you understand why you like your subject, and I guess if you like your subject. And I was just learning so much more beyond, because you get very into A-levels, obviously, during A-level season, and it made me remember that like history isn't just what's in front of me on my desk, it's like everything around me. And then also about people being worried about being pulled. I would say, first of all, it's out of your control, so it's sort of something you shouldn't really worry about, because there's nothing you can do. And colleges, like, you don't really know their process, like they seem from the outside like a bit random. So honestly, just it's a compliment that you've got in, and it's a testament to how much you love your subject. So it just shows that you are a Cambridge worthy student if you've been pulled. And honestly, like, I think being pulled is a really, really great thing. Obviously, I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that's really good point. And the pool is there to make sure that the people who are most deserving of an offer get an offer. Lastly, this is a bit of a tangential question, but when students are applying and thinking about Cambridge, they can't apply to both Oxford and Cambridge. If they're thinking between the two, they have to choose. I was wondering, did you ever consider Oxford?
Yeah, so I did. So I do history, but at A-level, I also did ancient Greek.
Okay.
And so I was really, at Oxford, they offer, you can do basically like Greek and history together. So I was quite tempted by their course. I actually went to Oxford, quite a bizarre experience there.
Okay.
So I think you sort of just have to understand, like, I guess, vibes. I keep saying vibes, but and you get to talk to people in the department, and I think that's what made quite a big difference to me, is when I talked to people at Cambridge and at Oxford, and I sort of understood what they thought about applications and what they thought about me applying, and that definitely shaped like why I applied here. And I felt Cambridge was definitely very supportive towards everyone applying, and they really encouraged you to apply. And I think, because I think sometimes when people aren't sure about applying and they get advice which is only apply if you're 100% certain on it, I don't necessarily think that's the best advice. I think it is like, you do have 5 spots, so I would definitely, if you're considering it, say go for it. So I think Cambridge, when I talked to professors, they were very, very supportive about applying to history. And when I got here, because I wanted to try and keep up my Greek, one of my supervisors knows Greek, so he was sort of giving me Greek lessons very informally. And then the classics DOS, I was talking to them for a bit about like going to lectures. So they were very accommodating. So I think it just made me feel like they were very friendly here at Cambridge, which is really what drew me to it.
Nice. And I'm right in thinking, like, later on in your degree, you could borrow papers from the classics department if you wanted to.
I think so. I mean, I haven't probably looked into it, but there's definitely a lot of overlap. As I said, I'm doing a early history course, and our initial papers were with classics students. They were by classics professors.
Nice.
And there's also the Cambridge language course as well, where I think here you can apply for money and they can help you pay for the course, which is great. So I think potentially next year I might try and do Greek again, so I don't forget it all.
Nice.
Which is really useful.
That's really cool. Well, thank you, Sophia. Was there anything else?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Well, thank you, Sophia, for a really interesting podcast on winter pool and what it's like being pooled. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting point, because I think 1 in 4 offer holders are pooled, so it's a huge part of the application process and admissions process. And thank you, the viewers, for watching. If you have any podcast ideas, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.